Okay, so this week's episode is called A Flurry of Emotions, which I guess means that they couldn't leave well enough alone with a certain Cousin Oliver, but, anyway though, there's actually 2 new writers on this episode, so I'm gonna be looking to see if they've got any tricks up their sleeve for us, so, let's get right to it. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
Oh, Princess Twilight, every
Get used to that establishing shot.
So
Ouch.
oh, the poor dears
That would be a
really
bad
do
year.
need cheering up. I know we can get it all done.
Yeah, knock on wood.
I can't believe I laughed at that.
I was hoping my favorite aunt could watch me for a few hours.
I hope you're not too busy.
I'll just drop in from the Crystal Empire and ask.
Would the best aunt ever be too busy to spend time with this adorable little one?
Okay, if I'm correct in thinking what the moral is from just that line, I'm gonna take points off.
Flurry, I've got a surprise for you.
Okay, that is pretty cute on Twilight's part, I will admit. Now, a lot of my favorite episodes were able to find the extra dimension in familiar plots, like, yeah,
Where are you guys headed
connect
anyway?
them to how people actually do kind of feel in similar situations, so all of this, it is kind of relatable, so it could happen.
Have no fear. The best aunt ever has everything under control.
Although, if you're gonna keep saying that just so we get the point,
Thanks again, Twilight.
I'm gonna take another point off.
Horsey High's covered falls counting on us, remember?
Got it.
Why not send Spike to do it?
Looks like you're already taking after your Auntie Twily.
Alright,
That was a nice touch. Yeah,
But now,
what Spike said.
Is this art or a mistake?
I have no idea. But who
Deep
cares?
questions.
Are the new rants? Give me some hoof. It is so good to see you dudes. Hey, thanks for coming.
Of course, we're having a great
Okay,
time.
I'm guessing they didn't spend a long time writing this guy's lines.
But hey, who's to say it's not art? Art can be anything that speaks to you. It changed my world.
Okay, everybody look up Andy Rooney's segment on art.
1,000 nights in a hallway.
Which
Wow, I guess nighttime in a hallway.
he
can
will
be
voice your
pretty
thoughts on
There
this.
is none.
nice thinking, Twilight.
Best aunt ever.
Yeah.
Thanks, but they were organized by color.
Okay, you could have said that before she finished, lady. Ma'am. Mayor. Like, if it's just the story of how Twilight completes her schedule
I didn't
with
think the foals would be interested
Flurry Heart
in
as a minor
underrated
hindrance.
amulets in Pony Latin.
Yeah, it was good you came to me.
There's
How about
there's
the
not
complete
enough
collection of Ponyville
reason to
fables
care,
and
really. There's not
fables?
enough tension. It's
Too long.
just kind of a hijinks story. Rinse and repeat. If she's old enough to do all these things, she's probably old enough to at least be told not to.
Yeah, she was like, uh-oh.
Whoa, art is so evocative. I wasn't even going for that memory. Score!
And the BAE would never throw in the towel like that. BAE.
Best aunt ever,
Best
we know.
aunt ever.
Huh.
Hey, you guys.
She's the mediator type.
Fight?
It was the treacherous Grogar, and Gusty could tell he was ready for battle.
Okay, that's gonna get a lot of fans talking.
He shined down. It wrapped around Grogar and pulled him to the ground. Don't let him escape, yelled Gusty.
She's self-sufficient for a baby. And Twilight is really bad at keeping an eye on her.
Flurry Heart, put us all down this instant.
Not like that.
Flurry, I didn't mean to.
No. There's such a thing as putting your foot down as a guardian.
All you
Well,
wanted
yes,
to do was
but-
play, and I've barely been able to pay attention to you. None of this is your fault. It's mine.
This one reminds me of Flurry too.
How so?
It was kinda sweet.
Small, like her. I can't do this anymore. Spearhead, this has been great, but...
Say no more. My art has always spoken to me about what I love. but knowing that it spoke to you about what you love speaks to me.
What?
Go to her.
I shouldn't have agreed to watch her with such a jam-packed schedule. It was too much to juggle.
Yeah.
But Flurry taught
Okay.
me
Where is Spike anyway?
The dashing dragon warrior breathed a scorching flame from his snout, then chuckled to himself as he flew into the sunset. If you can't stand the heat, don't fight a dragon.
Hey, you kind of look like him.
Thank you. Okay,
Okay, so from a critic first and a fan second, here's the second opinion. That's right, I'm still using my catchphrase. Okay, so for the record, this is Flurry Heart doing all the things that were dumb and gimmicky and pandering last time. But does that make it bad? Well, like I've mentioned before, there's a saying that any story can be done well, and I think the key to that is being specific, the little details you throw in to get your audience invested in what's actually happening here. Like, for example, that series of successful kids' books, Good Dog Carl, which is basically just pictures of a dog carrying a baby around on his back, and how they just go for a tour of whatever they happen to come across, downtown or a neighborhood or whatever, but it's just so well done that you can see why this is a grand day out to them. And I do think this episode does sometimes manage to pull that off. Like, for example, it really shows us how much Twilight loves making her niece happy, and it manages to show us how there's a thought process behind what a lot of Flurry Heart does. Like the bear thing, for example, was really cute. How she tries to solve the fighting between Pound and Pumpkin Cake. Just, yeah, take the toy, divide it in half, and now they both have a half. All logic seamlessly applied. Or looking for the toy, that was very cute, and yet seeing just like how she honestly thinks it could be in all of these places, and yeah, how, okay, this using magic, that's just what she thinks is logically going to solve this problem, so, okay, that does go a ways towards getting us to like both of these characters, getting us to, yeah, want them to get the things they're going for here. So in short, it has its moments, but in the end it still can't stop itself from becoming kind of formulaic. Like, we have Twilight repeating the best aunt ever gambit a dozen times just to hammer it in, and we have Flurry Heart's antics, while not too over the top, still becoming hijinks more often than not. And then Twilight, for her part, keeps running herself into the same wall where that's concerned. Like, we get the formula. Flurry Heart sees something while Twilight's talking, and then she's gonna mess it up, and Twilight doesn't do anything to prevent that. She keeps allowing it to happen in the exact same way. So it really doesn't feel like there's anything we care about at stake here, not even in the sense of the little emotions the characters are having. It's really not like a bonding story between Twilight and Flurry Heart or anything like that. It's just a hijinks story, just watching the antics fly back and forth until we reach the conclusion that the writers had in mind. And actually, the ending kind of reflects that with how it goes the route of letting everyone off the hook easy with the whole, oh no, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have put my foot down, my hoof down, I guess. There should not be any hard feelings here whatsoever, and then lets them kiss and make up, and only then goes the route of talking out the moral in the way it technically should be phrased, so yeah. Shining Armor and Cadence at the art show was basically a harmless B-plot. It was there to let them weigh in their feelings on taking care of Flurry Heart. It had a couple of laughs and a couple relatable bits, and I can't say the episode really would have been any better or any worse without it, so what can you do? Oh, and like a lot of people, the writers of this episode really don't seem to like abstract art very much. Like I said, look up the Andy Rooney video, Andy Rooney Public Art, it's on YouTube. I actually thought a little bit beforehand about writing up a proper sustained review when this was over, just a little paragraph or two, but this episode really doesn't warrant it. I mean, it's a hijinks adventure, it's really not much more than that. But even so, I'm gonna be nice and give it a C+ for being better than it probably needed to be. It was harmless, it was fairly painless, it was cute, it was sweet, there were a couple laughs, so yeah, C+ is about right. I'm really just hoping right now that the season isn't going to be even more middle of the road than the last one. I mean, like, the story editors for this season, Joanna Lewis and Christine Sonko, always seem like they have decent ideas ready, but so far on the delivery, they've been entirely, like, C+ to B+ range writers, so, okay, I really hope they have at least a few plans to swing for the fence here, because I'm probably not going to be able to drum up much enthusiasm if it's all episodes that are just, like, good, decent, okay. I mean, how much can you really say about that? So yeah, I hope you're having a good week, and I'll see you at Rock Solid Friendship. Take care. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, send it to the Abstract Art Museum, and if you'd like to watch another video, click the link on the right. Otherwise, just check the description for more links, and I'll see you next time.